How we doing today, man? It's the end of a pretty frustrating week. I wanted to have November be just the best month ever and not do anything dumb. And if you guys have been keeping up, you know that on Wednesday, I believe, we just literally had one of the worst days ever, but we got away with it with a slap on the wrist because the accounts were still here. So today, I took one trade on these accounts, made 113 across each account. I'll go over the trade I took and the reasoning, stuff like that. I'll go over all the trades. Evals did not go as well. I hit max loss, which is cool because, again, I used one mini, so I took two losses. I'll go over those as well, and I'll go over kind of like my idea through the day and stuff like that. But real quick, I want to talk about I don't know if I want to get more funding because I have these two accounts, which, I mean, are one day like this away from being blown, which is fine. And I have these four accounts, which are going to get denied the payout, but I'm about $100 away from requesting another payout. And if they get denied, that's fine. I just have to trade another 8 days. So that being said, my funded futures is running such a good discount with Code Diego that it's not even funny. It's literally $59 for a 50K account with you can get up to 3K in payouts from it. And that account, you literally don't have an activation fee. All my funded futures accounts don't have activation fees. So that means I could get 5 accounts. So I could get max allocation, 5 accounts, copy trade 5 accounts. Why did I look up that wrong? Okay, cool. You can get 5 accounts. 5 accounts times that by the $59 that is right now with code Diego, and that's $295. $295 for max allocation, 50K with better rules than Top Step. If you wanted to get 5 accounts with Top Step, you have to spend $50 on each of them, times it by 5. That's $250. So a little bit cheaper, but you have to pay $250 or $200 activation fee. So if you pass $200 activation fee times it by 5, or no, $150. I mean, $150 activation fee times that by 5 accounts. Boom, you have to pay $750 plus the $250 you spent. That's $1,000. So you're saving $290. You're saving $700 getting max allocation on my funded futures right now, code Diego. I think it's the last day of the sale. So I'm really considering picking up about 5 to 10. 10's a lot. But the reason I'm debating this is because of, I feel like all the people that I see that make a lot of money trading, this is how they risk. They risk really heavy. Or not really heavy, but they just get a bunch of accounts. They don't care about losing accounts. They trade 5 micros to 1 mini, and they trade across all their accounts, and they get payouts across all the accounts, and they make a lot of money that way. Whereas I've been trading like micros on these accounts. And it's been working. I made 3K in payouts last month, but I don't know how to get to that next level. And that's where I've been struggling, is trying to figure out what's the best way to risk, how many accounts should I be running, how many firms am I trying to get funded with, like so many different moving parts. I'm trying to mentally work through that. So I just taking a second to kind of mention that. Whenever Apex runs 90% off, I'm going to load up on more accounts, code Diego, take profit trader. I haven't started using them yet. I'm going to use them eventually. They're like the 4th firm I want to use to get max allocation with. And then Alpha Futures, right now I'm working on the max allocation, obviously code Diego. So that's code Diego and all those accounts. Tradeify, code DB. Plug out of the way, right? Not that I'm really. You guys let me know what the best method for trying to just make this the full-time income is with prop firms. Like, what's the best method? Is it spending more money? Is it taking the time? I don't really know. I've been like a really patient trader, really patient like with accounts. Not really with. I'll have crash out days, but with my accounts. So I'm just not really sure what I want to do going forwards. But that being said, I want to just talk about this week because this week was a really good week besides one day, and that's really frustrating because. And I'll go over all of like my reasons, but first I'll go over today. I took this. I'll show you guys the executions here. We took 2 trades. I'll just go over kind of my idea. We were looking to try and trade towards these lows right here. So this was like the idea. We had these lows as well that we swept right near open. A really nice trade would have been. A really nice trade could have been taking shorts. A lot of people banked on shorts here. I just am not like a right at market open trader kind of guy. I don't really understand it. So this is a really good trade for people. And then I wanted to see a continuation lower to these lows, which we ended up getting because the market was bearish. So that was my bias. So on eval, I went in with 1 mini right here on this close right here. Boom, this close right here, this candle close. I went in with 1 mini contract, right? Because I thought it was a continuation. We trade to the fair value gap and we get displacement lower. What happens? This candle comes up. We trade lower. I move my stop to that candle high. It gets stopped out. Boom. We come up one more time. We resweep the internal highs. And then I can't remember. 9:45. This candle ends up dumping. That candle ends up dumping. And I decided to get in short here. And it stopped me out and hit my max loss limit. What would have been a better short? This short right here, when this displacement candle did come in on a news candle, or this long right here. Both those trades I really liked, and I didn't really like anything the rest of the day. What was the trade I took on my Alpha or my Apex accounts to get them up on the day? I just took a long right here. I went for 30 points. My idea behind this trade here was this inversion. We were failing to go lower. I wanted to see this get price trade up into here. This is where I took my profit into this fair value gap because I wanted to see us rebalance. So it was just rebalance kind of scalp into these highs. One trade, done, boom, day done there. So that's how I made the $113. So that means I made whatever. I'll do the math. We can just do it right now. 113, 13.92 times that by 4, $455. Whatever, cool. But yeah, so I want to kind of just go over this week and kind of explain why I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but one trading day really kind of runs the week. When we go through this week, today, what could have happened? I took this win, so it happened, but like there's other opportunities. There's great opportunities in the week. Like this is the thing that's frustrating with trading is that I've been reading the market well a lot of the time, but it's just that one day, right? So what happened here this week? So let's go back from Monday. Let's start at Monday and go through the week, right? Monday, what happened? I missed this short. This was a banger setup. Could have banked on this. I didn't get it. Could have entered here or here. I didn't get it, and we missed this short. What did we try? We tried... I tried along here. Got break evened. And then I tried... along here and got break even. So this day I really missed a good move and we got break even stop and we didn't lose money, we didn't make money, right? Fine day there. But yeah, like nothing bad happened. We followed our plan, we looked for good trades, and I was happy with the day, right? So good day overall, right? What happens on Tuesday we have this, right? Tuesday was this. What did I end up doing Tuesday? Oh yeah, the continuation trade. Really, really nice setup. So I like these highs right here. We get displacement. I didn't take this. I didn't enter here. We get displacement. I don't FOMO in. I wait for this pullback. And then I enter long here on my accounts. Boom, hit TP. I think above these highs, hit TP. Great day. Fantastic read on the market. Fantastic patience. Really simple trade. So Tuesday was a great day. So that's 2 great days in a row, right? We could have done more on Monday, but that's not really the end of the world, right? So then what happens is Wednesday is where everything falls apart. Wednesday, for whatever reason, I missed the trade here. We had a nice SMT at these lows. We end up getting a really nice long here. I didn't take it. We have these really nice equal highs. I really don't know how I missed this trade. I could have entered here. Could have been a really, really nice, easy day. I didn't get it. And what happened on this day? Well, if you guys saw the video this week, they got a lot of views. I blew up. And I should have lost my accounts. I took this trade, which isn't the worst trade, but it's just not a great trade overall. And I'm not worried about losing. I don't think I need to just eliminate all losses ever. Losses are part of trading. But what happens after the loss is what matters. I took this loss, then took a second loss, and then crashed out. What should have happened? I should have ended the day down $100. What would have happened this week? I made $100 on Monday. I made like 110. I would have then lost, or on Tuesday I made 110. I would have then lost 160 on this day, and then I would have made money on, let's just keep going. Tuesday. So Thursday, I think we had a really nice, Thursday we took a win in here, so we made $100 there. This was a solid trade, right? Cool, boom, plays out. It's take profit, but we could have made more money. We could have shorted here. We could have shorted here, got break even, long here, got a profit, shorted here. Like a lot of opportunities that I took. Cool. We made 100 that day, and then what happened today? We made 113. So this week, we could have made, even with the loss, even after 2 losses on Wednesday, if we just stepped away, we would have net, I feel like that's not right, $163. So, let me try that again. 100 minus 160 plus 113 plus 100. Yeah, so we would have made like $150, which is whatever, but why that's important is that, I mean, I can't get paid out from these accounts now because I broke the rules and I shouldn't even have them, but that just shows that you can have a day where you didn't even see the market well and you lose $160 on Wednesday. I lost $160 here trading trash price action. And it's not the end of the world. I would have still came out green on the week, even with the loss. And that's what's important, is to realize, hey, even with the loss, you can still come out green. And that's the key with trading, right? That's the key with trading, is that you can still come out green even though you lost. And that's why, like, one bad day can ruin a week of progress. And it's not that, hey, what's it called? It's not that, I hate when people say you lose the whole, like, oh, you can trade one bad day can ruin weeks and months of progress. That's not true. You might lose an account in a day. You might lose a lot of money in a day, but you're not losing progress. You're not losing the skill that you've been gaining on the charts. Just because you took a loss or blew an account doesn't mean that you just wipe all of your memory of how to trade. All the experience I gained from this week doesn't just leave my brain and my knowledge just because I had a bad day on Wednesday. I still gained experience. I still got better at trading even though I had a bad day. So don't use the frame that, oh, you can lose months of progress in one day. No, you can't. You can lose months of money. You can lose accounts that you spend a lot of time on, but you don't lose progress. You're always adapting. You're always learning. You're always getting better. So that being said, it's like, it just shows this week I could have made $160 positive on the week, 3 winning days, 1 bad losing day, and we would have been positive on the week. The accounts would be up, and guess what? We would be about $300 away from getting our payout and actually being approved. Now we're going to get a payout just to not get approved. So it just kind of shows you the difference is that it's just small details, right? Small things. I didn't step away, but I could have easily stepped away on the first loss or the second loss on Wednesday. Could have easily stepped away. Market wasn't moving great, was a bad trade, could just step away. Small decisions that you have to make these decisions all the time. You have to make these decisions every single time. So I'm going to get this here just for the clickbait. Not really. I'm trolling, but I like this for the thumbnail, right? It's engaging. The point being, right, I'm just going to yap, is that it takes small decisions that ruin your week, right? What ruined my week was, even though, again, I ended up on the week because somehow we still had accounts. But let's just say I got liquidated. I would have lost all my accounts from one day. And so the difference between losing all your accounts, that's $400 down the drain from the accounts, although I've already taken $3K in profits from those accounts. But you lose access to the accounts. You lose access to accounts that have built up a buffer. You lose access to accounts that have been paying you out. You lose all of that progress in one day and one mistake. Not one mistake, but one fit of rage. You lose all of your accounts, your trading accounts, because you couldn't control yourself. So what happens if you controlled yourself that day? Maybe you still lost. And I shouldn't have taken this loss. You took the loss, cool, but you didn't have to take all the losses after. You take your 1 or 2 losses, day's done. Guess what happens? Sucks in the moment. Oh, I'm down today. I wish I didn't take these trades. Then guess what happens? Thursday comes around and I take a banger trade. Then what happens? Friday we come around and we take a great trade, right? There's so many opportunities in the market, and you have to allow yourself to lose. You have to allow yourself to take a bad trade, to say, you know what, I saw the market wrong. I did this wrong. You have to allow that, so that, guess what, if we blew the accounts like we were supposed to this week, right? If we blew the accounts like we were supposed to, we would have came out negative. We would have lost 4 accounts. We would have lost hundreds and thousands. We would have lost thousands of dollars in profits on the accounts, and we would have lost all that time. We'd have to get back on XFAs or back on evals. We'd have to spend money on more evals, get more accounts just to get back to where we were, and we had to spend so much time building up those accounts to get to the buffer, to get to the payout. So you're not only losing a lot of time, you're losing a lot of money, and it's not worth it. So that, again, let's just talk as if those accounts got blown, which they should have been. This week ends up being a horrible week where Thursday and Friday are probably spent trying to pass evals or just take one trade and building a buffer. But instead, if I didn't do that, let's say I didn't crash out, I would have been able to be up $160 and be close to another payout. And next week, if I have a good week, I'll be able to get a payout. It just shows you, man. It just shows you what you have to do to be consistent with this trading. You have to be disciplined every single day. One day One day throws away your accounts. The difference of that one day is so negligible. If you just stop after your loss, let's say you took 2 bad trades. Like, I didn't like this trade. I wish I didn't take this trade. Guess what? You lost. You took the trade. Who cares? Own it. Accept it. Don't take accountability for your loss. And then the next day, guess what? You take a winning trade and you make back all the loss. Or you make back most of the loss. And the next day, you take another winning trade and you make back all the loss. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's so simple. So simple. But it just comes from not accepting the loss, not being happy. Oh, I took this loss. I shouldn't have taken this. And you keep going, and boom, you blow an account. So instead of being up $160 in the week, I blew all the accounts. I blew all my trading accounts. Instead of being up on the week, I blew all my trading accounts. And yeah, more of my trades could have gone against me this week. I could have lost my trade today. Hit take profit and then reversed. I could have lost my trade yesterday. Hit take profit and reversed. There's so many different variables, but that's not your job to worry about. It's not your job to worry about if your trade hits take profit or not. Your job is to worry about what happens. How do you manage a loss? I could have lost 3 trades this week, be down $400, and then it might take me 2 more weeks to get it back, but it doesn't matter because that's trading. You just stick to the process. You do what you're supposed to. You don't want self-inflicted wounds. That's the one thing with trading, that you don't want self-inflicted wounds. That's what you try and avoid. Avoid that and everything else falls into place. I made $3,000 last month trading. That was profit because I bought the accounts the month before. So that month alone, I made $3,000 from trading. I didn't spend any money on props. Besides, on those props. We're trading, when you try and rush through things in trading, right? Try and get more capital, try and get whatever. You can only do it when you have the skill set. I have the skill set to trade. I know I can read the market, but I have to build that mental strength, that mental capital that allows me to do these next level things. That allows me to trade 1 mini on my past accounts. That allows me to know, it's just this confidence that no matter what happens, if you lose, your accounts aren't at risk. You shouldn't ever put yourself in a situation where your accounts are at risk just because you take a loss. You should never put yourself in a position to take a bad trade because you missed a setup or because you want to make money for the day. You should never be in that situation. And that's what I need to work on improving, is never putting myself in a situation to let myself prolong the journey or prolong the next payout. Because if I want to be someone that trades 5 accounts on Top Step, or 3 accounts with Alpha Futures, or 20 with Apex, or 5 with My Funded Futures, or whatever, right? Whatever firm you want to use, whatever amounts you want to get. If you want to be somebody that can do that, if I want to be somebody that can trade like that, I have to have so much trust with myself, because that's all it is. I have the skill set to make money week after week after week. I have that skill set. I have that skill set to take winning trades. I have the skill set to find draws and liquidity and trade to it. But what else can happen? I could lose. I can lose trades. I can be in early. I can be in late. I could take a great trade and it just stops me out. You can lose trades, but you have to be confident in yourself so that when you do lose, it's not this gut-wrenching reaction of, oh my gosh, the world's ending. And right now I still get this, oh my gosh, I don't know anything. The world's ending. Trading's never going to work. I'm going to lose all my accounts. I'm never going to get a payout. It's going to take 3 more years. I get that thought process every time I take a loss on my past accounts. It's, oh my gosh, how can I make this back? Or what's going on? I feel like I know nothing. And you have to remove this, every time you take a loss, you can't just sit there and try and find all these different reasons why I lost. It's good to review your trades, but don't sit there and analyze the charts for 3 hours and be like, this is why I lost, because this, and this, and this is why I'll never do this again. Don't do that to yourself. Try and figure out why I lost. Maybe you can figure out why I was a bad trade or a good trade or whatever. Accept the loss and say, you know what, this is part of it. But until I fully accept losing as part of trading, I will never succeed. I'm going to say that again. Until I fully accept losing as part of trading, I will never succeed. And we all know, we all say, losing's part of trading. We all say this. Losing's part of trading, man. Just part of the game. You're going to lose some, but we don't believe it, right? We all say losing's part of the game, man. Great trade, man. Unlucky you got lost. Next one. But we don't believe it, right? Because if we believe that, we wouldn't crash out after we lost. We wouldn't revenge trade. We wouldn't blow accounts. Because if we really believe that what we're doing worked, I love the analogy that I heard, and I'm sure everyone, I don't know where it originated from because everyone's stolen this, but it's, if you were told you were going to get paid $250K a year, and all you had to do is take your setup when you, let's say you sat down at a desk and the boss said, hey, when you see this, this, and this, whatever your entry is, for me, when you see a liquidity sweep or when you see a clear draw on liquidity, however you determine that, and you see a pullback and you see an IFG or you see displacement or whatever and you enter, Whatever your criteria are. If you see this entry model, this and this happens, you push this. And you put your stop here, you take your taper off here, and you let it do this, and you go break even this time. You give them all the rules. You give them the game plan. We all have the game plan. I have a game plan. I know what to do. I know what to look for. I know what I like. Everyone has the game plan. But it's, what do you do with that? And if you said, here, man, someone that doesn't know anything about this, here's the game plan. You give them the game plan and say, hey, if you do this, I don't care if it loses. I don't care if it wins. You take 1 to 2 trades a day. I don't care if you win or lose both. If you lose both, if you win, or you could, let's just keep it simple. Let's just say 1 trade a day. You do this 1 trade for the day. If you take this trade, you take this setup, do this every day, do this every day for a year. If you don't go against this plan, I don't care how much money you make, I'm giving you $250,000 for the year. It's just a job. Do you think that you would come into the day, and do you think that you'd revenge trade if you took a loss? Do you think you get super hyped if you took a win? You're just following the game plan, man. You're just doing what you're supposed to. Yeah, it's cool you won. But imagine this as if it was just someone's job. They didn't care about this at all. Imagine if there wasn't money. It's like, imagine if they hit it to the person that's doing it and there's no money involved. It's like they're just pushing buttons and they see it, like literally no money involved. Like they're just playing a video game and they never see the dollar amount. Oh my gosh, I'm about to make this much or lose this much for my company. No, they're just doing it. They don't even see the dollar amounts. They don't see it. They just see the candle. Hey man, we're going to have you do this. We're just collecting data just on whatever, seeing how people's thought process works. So you just do this and this when you see this and this. Do this for a year every day, 1 time a day, and we'll give you $250,000 for the survey. Trading's like a survey. When you see X, Y, you just answer the survey. Okay, cool. The market's going up here. Okay, I like longs. You're just checking off a box on the survey. Doesn't mean you're going to get paid or not get paid. And at the end of the year, right, you get paid. And if the trading was like that, if we had a boss that told us do this, this, and if you break this rule 1 time, you don't get a single dollar, I'm sure you'd be a master at trading. You'd be really easily trading. And it's just like, treat this like a job. I need to treat this like a job. Can't get attached to the 1-day outcome because I have the skill set. I've developed the skill set to read the charts. Yes, it sucks when you lose a trade. It sucks because you spend all night thinking about it all in the morning. You're ready, hyped to get on the charts, and boom, 9:35, you take a trade, and boom, it lost. Dude, are you kidding me? Maybe you want to try again. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But, like, it stinks. It stinks at the end of the day on a loss. Why? Because, again, like this week, right, if you win every day, you're going to make the most money. But if you win and lose, the next win is going to make back some of the loss from the last one. So it's like no one wants to lose because no one wants to be feeling like they're making back progress they already had. But at the same time, if we really believe that losing is part of the process, like everyone says, we wouldn't have such a hard time trading. But it's because we don't truly believe losing is part of the process. We think you can avoid losing. We think that we can always be right, that there's something more I can study. That, I just missed this, man. I can't believe I took this trade. You took it, man. Grow up. You lost. Doesn't mean you got to switch your strategy. Doesn't mean you got to throw everything you've learned away. But it hits you like a dagger, man. Maybe because you did take a bad trade. You're like, man, this really stinked. This really sucked. Like, I shouldn't have taken this trade. And then you sit there and you're like, man, I should have never taken this trade, dude. Like, can't believe this. I don't deserve to be down this. But you took the trade. And guess what? You learn from it. You don't make that mistake again. And you take another banger trade the next day and it makes money. You make it all back. And guess what? You forgot about the loss. A big thing I struggle with is just consistency. I don't believe that I can do it consistent yet. I don't believe that I can make back my loss organically. So I try and gamble. When I go down, I don't want to take another week, right? Because if I lose 2 days in a row, I don't really want to take another week to make back the 2 losses. I want to make it back right now. So I'd rather just gamble, make it back now, and then just deal with the consequences after. I need to fix my psychology. I got lucky today. No. You're not trading. You're gambling. You're not trading. You're not a trader. You got lucky. That's what it is. When you break your rules and you overtrade and you revenge trade, you're just getting lucky. That's all it is. Plain and simple. You're getting lucky because there's no skill in that. I mean, yeah, you can find good trades and be like, oh, well, I did this and this. But there's no skill in that because you're not following any type of plan, right? If you step away on the loss, you come back the next day and you make back the money the right way. We don't step away because, look, you take 2 losses. Let's say you lose, you step away. The next day you lose again. Now you're down, let's say you're down $400. Say you normally make like 150 to 200. Now you're down 400 in 2 days. Wow, man. Now you're thinking in your head, I got to win. I got to win all these days just to get back to even. Let me just get it back right now. Let me just go in with a lot more size real quick, get a little small move, and I'll make back all the money. And then tomorrow's day is going to be profit. Let me make back my $500 loss today because then Then if I make it back, maybe make a little profit. But if I make it back, then tomorrow, instead of making back the loss, I can make progress. I can make profit. I can get closer to my goals and my payout and all this stuff. Newsflash, trading has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with your payout. It doesn't care if you get your payout. And I love the thing from Salomon. He was saying, like, dude, who cares if you pass your account on Monday or if you pass it on Friday? Who cares if you get your payout today or you get it in a week from now? It really doesn't matter. Do what you're supposed to do. Get the payout the right way, and you'll be happy for it. So this rant is just kind of to myself to just be like, look, man, I know how to do this. I need to believe I know how to do this because like week after week after week, I look back and I do a reflection. That's why I reflect through these charts. And I'm like, wow, this, like, I did pretty well this week. And this was not really one of my best weeks. I was kind of a little bit offsides with the market. Today, my long was just offsides. Yesterday, my long was offsides. Tuesday, my long was perfect. Monday, I was offsides. But I still won a lot of the days, and I still would have broke even. And I would take a small loss. So it's frustrating because like I'm not doing terrible, but just small things make a big difference. So I have a lot of confidence for the rest of this month. I'm really excited about this. My Funded Futures, code Diego, they're running the sale last day of the sale for the core account with the free added-on flex. I think the flex option makes it like another $50 after the sale. Code Diego and Alpha Futures, Take Profit Trader, and Apex Trading, code Diego. Tradeify, code DB. So it's the only one that's code DB. Still no one's used that. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. I really like the topic today of this video. And yeah, let me know how your guys' week went. First week in November, how'd it go for you guys? Are you optimistic for November? More of the same bad? What is it looking like? So again, man, if you take a big loss, you blow an account, don't look at it as, oh, I just lost all this progress. You didn't lose any progress. You just lost an account. You just lost some money. So I appreciate you boys. Have a great weekend. Tell somebody you love them. Get outside and enjoy your life off the charts. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.